Welcome back, Focus Learners. Man, I am so pumped for this explainer. Today, we're literally unlocking a major new level in your analytical journey. You finally made it to Phase 4 of the Crypto Trader Roadmap. We're transitioning from just, observing the markets to actually understanding the mechanics operating right beneath the surface. Get ready, because advanced crypto analysis, it's an absolute game changer. It's going to completely change how you view the blockchain.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our literal syllabus for day 21. Basically, your investigator's blueprint for cracking the ecosystem. We'll hit 1. Welcome to Phase 4. 2. On-chain versus price analysis. 3. Wallets and transaction activity. 4. Exchange inflows and outflows. And finally, 5. Network metrics and whales.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1. Welcome to Phase 4.
Seriously, massive congratulations on surviving the basics to get here. Hitting day 21 represents a huge, fundamental shift in how you're going to operate from now on. Because today, we're introducing on-chain analysis. Now, this isn't just some new concept to memorize. It's a completely new forensic toolkit that moves way past basic surface-level tracking. Because blockchain ledgers are totally public, we don't have to guess what's happening anymore. We can look directly, and I mean directly, at the source code of market behavior.
Moving right along to Section 2, on-chain versus price analysis.
Before we start swinging this new toolkit around, we kind of need a philosophical shift. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Over on the right is what you probably already know, price-based technical analysis. It's pretty superficial, right? It tracks historical price action. Basically, it just tells you what the market already did. But on the left, on-chain data, that is microscopic. It shows you exactly what the network is doing under the hood in real time, right down to the individual transfers. You absolutely have to grasp this difference to succeed here.
Which brings us to Section 3, wallets and transaction activity. Let's move to and see how this builds, because it's time to start treating the blockchain like a living, breathing ecosystem. You can't really understand the massive macro movements of a network without first getting a handle on the micro components, right? So we start at Step 1, zooming in on individual wallets, and then naturally progress to Step 2, looking at the actual transactions those wallets are making.
Let's lock in some official coursework terminology here. Wallet activity is the tracking and analysis of individual crypto wallet addresses on the blockchain. I want you to think of wallets as the foundational forensic footprints of the whole network. I mean, every single participant uses one. By tracking wallet activity, you can spot things like, say a dormant wallet from 10 years ago suddenly wakes up and starts moving millions. That's a huge clue you just wouldn't get from staring at a price chart.
Once you've got a read on those wallets, you've got to look at what they're actually doing. And that brings us to transaction activity, the flow, frequency, and volume of transfers occurring across the blockchain. This is literally the lifeblood of the network. So to put that into perspective, if you see transaction volume spiking heavily, but the price isn't moving at all, well, on-chain analysis might just be whispering to you that some major, quiet accumulation is happening right behind the scenes.
Next up, Section 4, exchange inflows and outflows. So the crucial point is really understanding this specific dynamic. Let's break down this absolutely vital metric. Exchange inflows track funds moving into major exchanges from private wallets. Why does this matter? Well, because people usually move their crypto to an exchange when they're gearing up to sell, right? Conversely, exchange outflows track funds moving out of those exchanges and into private storage. This often signals a strong intent to hold, which basically creates market scarcity. So this metric lets you gauge immediate market intent way before the price ever reacts.
And finally, we arrive at Section 5, network metrics and whales.
Consider this the ultimate test of Phase 4. To see the really big picture, we have to use network metrics. These are the macro-level data points measuring the overall activity and health of the blockchain. If individual wallets are the trees, network metrics are the entire forest. We're talking about looking at active daily addresses or network hash rates to really gauge the underlying strength and security of the chain before you, safely navigate it.
But once you actually understand the health of that entire forest, you've got to ask yourself a really important question. Who are the biggest players moving the market on-chain? Like, who actually has the power to shift those massive network metrics all by themselves?
It all comes down to whale activity. Whales are these massive entities holding incredibly large amounts of crypto. And because they hold so much, we're talking huge market-making volumes, their movements can single-handedly absorb all market liquidity or trigger massive sell-offs. But here's the beautiful part. Because the blockchain is entirely public, Phase 4 gives you the superpower to see exactly what these giants are doing. When whales move, the market listens, for sure.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it all comes together. You've officially mastered the 5 core pillars of day 21. Number 1, wallet activity. Number 2, exchange inflows and outflows. 3, transaction activity. 4, network metrics. And 5, whale activity. Together, these elements form a complete, cohesive investigator's blueprint. You finally possess the tools to stop looking at superficial price and start looking at the actual truth on chain.
You have the blueprint. You know the exact metrics required for Phase 4. So, the only question left for you is, are you ready to abandon surface-level charts and finally dive into the deep waters of the blockchain? Take this new toolkit, apply it to your roadmap, and I will see you in the next phase of your